Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
That's how we be jamming to some real good music here on Culture Daily. Time check 9:20, and it's good to have you back here on a Monday. If you're listening to us on radio on Plus 89.9 FM or watching us on TV as well, again, you are welcome. And if you've been with us as well, thank you very much. Well, quick reminder, so we've all been there before, right? We've placed a perfect multi-bet. Listen, it's going your way until one or more pick lets you down. Well, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, listen, you can win even if your bet still misses. Now, even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver is exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more. And also reminding you that Telecel has got great news for you. Now, listen, they have for the Made For Me bundle just by dialing *530 hash. Okay, *530 hash. Or if you go on the Telecel app, or that's the Telecel Play app, and you can get subscribed onto the Made For Me bundle. It's a personalized bundle just made for you because they don't understand how you use and how you want your data to be used. So just sign on to the personalized data, that's the Made For Me, by dialing *530 hash. Or you can also just subscribe on the Telecel Play app, and boom, you are on there. Before we even jump into any convo this morning, again, Lenny, and I've got great news for us.
Yes, Bang & Olufsen's Atelier calls on you if you want to experience sound like never before, where you also become a part of the craft. Design your own bespoke audio masterpiece or select from exclusive creations tailored to your style, whether it's a speaker that seamlessly fits your space or a statement piece that turns heads. If you can imagine it, you can hear it. Discover more with Bang & Olufsen at our shop at Atlantic Towers, Airport City, Accra. Bang & Olufsen's Atelier, you dream it, we craft it. You can call 020-169-4341, 020-169-4341 if you want to grab one today. And then also, how about staying clean with Cleanse? Yes, Cleanse hand soap kills 99.9% of germs and bacteria with every use. It's perfect for your hand washing moments throughout the day. You can recommend it for your friends and family as well. You can get it in vanilla and honey, aloe vera, chocolate, antibacterial, and more. Okay, so just remember that you grab Cleanse, you wash your hands, you stay clean with Cleanse, because the GC brand is all about you.
All about you this morning. The conversations are all about you. But again, before we jump into any convo, it's only right that we pay the bills, right?
Yeah, every time we eat, we know food sugars get trapped between our teeth, leading to gum disease, tooth decay, and even in cases foul breath. That's why Pepsodent is here to save the day with two amazing variants, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal. Now, Pepsodent Charcoal has mint and zinc to make sure that all the tiny holes in our teeth are filled in, and then we have that beautiful sparkly smile. Now, Pepsodent Herbal has mint and herbal extracts to repair any damages done to your gums from eating whatever. Pepsodent offers this in many sizes, so whatever your pocket or your budget, you can get it. If you need to talk to a dentist, you can do that toll free as well. Just call 0800-161-000, 0800-161-000, and you can talk to a dentist courtesy Pepsodent. Now, they've been doing this in Ghana for 25 years in association with the Ghana Dental Association, so all you need to do is get in touch on that line and your problem is half solved. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Well, every smile definitely matters, and this morning we're putting smiles on your face again by bringing you very interesting conversations. Thank you very much. I need this to feel very complete. Well, ladies and gentlemen, listen, you know how we do every time on Culture Daily, right? Well, we make it happen, and the conversations are very important. This morning, we are honored to have a special guest join us. Now, for those of you who are probably familiar with the Rolling Stone magazine, well, pop culture, music, news, interviews, political commentators here and there, you get it, of course. Well, guess what? We have the CEO of Rolling Stone Africa join us this morning on the conversation. DR, welcome to Ghana, and yes.
Welcome to Culture Daily.
Pretty long intro, isn't it?
It was. Thank you for that.
Yeah. What brings you to Ghana? Welcome. And is it the first official visit, or have there been other prior visits?
I've been to Ghana before. This is my third time, but this is the first time as the CEO of Rolling Stone Africa for sure.
Oh, okay. Other what was not on ticket of Rolling Stone. It was personal visits.
That's right.
Okay.
It was during my corporate career. So I haven't been to Ghana in 10 years actually. So it's been a while.
Well, we'll start with the history. A lot has happened in your absence.
Absolutely, I can see.
Oh yeah, I think. Wait, let me say. In the last 10 years, what would have changed in Ghana? Price of food. Price of food. No.
Everybody buys food.
Yeah, cheaper. It's cheaper now.
Oh no.
Data has gone down.
You wish.
New roads. I don't know about your neighborhoods, but I have roads in my neighborhood.
Stay back. No mind,
extent,
man.
you know.
Which nationality? Which
What's my heritage?
Yeah,
okay,
heritage.
So my dad is from a place called Haiti.
Okay.
So I just saw Wycliffe on TV. So, representing. And then my mom, she's from Guadeloupe. So another Caribbean island.
Island boy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
you
So
been there?
No. I'm just saying island boy.
Yes, island boy. That's right.
See, we've got a lot of island boys here. You see an island boy all the time.
Yeah. My bad.
No, but we have localized
Local island boy.
It's very local.
Landlocked island boy.
Kinky island boy.
Kole Kole.
That's side.
Kole
That's
Lagoon.
side. Island is an island.
Island's an island. Yeah. Oh no, but the last island we saw was in Malawi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's fine. We'll try and create some islands and we'll chill out. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, you're welcome. So what on this visit? What's the main purpose?
The main purpose for me was to visit Ghana. I've got a few contacts here.
Okay.
So I just wanted to come on the ground and then get a feel for the place. We're planning to do a few things this year in Ghana. So it was important for me to come and have this discussion in person.
I want to drill down to the details. Now, this sounds very exciting. This is on things you want to engage with the brand Rolling Stone, right?
That's right.
And our Ghanaian space. What are some of these opportunities and spaces that you've identified that are of great interest?
So last year we did a collaboration with Crooks Global, which is a label signed to Sony. So the event was a great success. I wasn't there, I wasn't able to make it, but for me it was just a confirmation of how dynamic the Ghanaian music scene is. So just want to do more, obviously, and I think like any business, you need to make sure the business side is being taken care of. So we've got a few sponsors that we initiated discussion with last year. So these discussions are going well, and we basically confirming their interest to work with us.
Just for those who probably aren't too familiar with Rolling Stone and the magazine, the magazine itself, just give us a bit of a background to what it is, and we can get it, and then also understand an African version of it, which is now Rolling Stone Africa, and then let's talk about it. What is the magazine?
Sure. So Rolling Stone is a publication that was founded 55 plus years ago in the US, mostly covering pop culture. So they started covering rock and roll, which was obviously probably the most prominent genre of music at the time. These days they do anything from hip hop to rock to pop, dance, and so forth. And for us, looking at the our Afro culture is being positioned now, and obviously I think for a while it's been dominating pop culture. So it was only natural for us to invest and then bring Rolling Stone to the continent. I think we can all agree Afro beats, even artists like Stonebwoy that we featured a few times, deserve this global recognition. And I think in the media space there was no one really filling that space, So it was important for us, me and my team, to do that. And 6 months, after launch, I think. We're doing an okay job.
Oh, is that recent? 6 months.
It is recent. So we launched in August last year. So the first phase of us launching was to establish the brand as a Pan-African brand, which I think we've done that now. And going into this year is about making sure all the key markets are being taken care of. So whether we open an office here or we partner with some key brand. I know you mentioned Telesales, so which is a brand that we know really well, and there are others as well. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm curious. There's Rolling Stone Africa. Are there other territories that are getting the customized Rolling Stones?
So Rolling Stone Africa is basically all the African country under the Sub-Sahara. So that's 51 countries in total. But I think we can all agree Afro culture is a global thing, right? So the diaspora also, based in Europe, in the US, is also part of our audience.
What are some of the key interests for Rolling Stone Africa now? Talking about our space, our demographics. Because I'm saying this because there are plenty digital, entertainment platforms churning out news on a daily. So, what are the key interests that will make you unique?
Unique.
Yes.
I think the number one is the fact that we are a global brand. So that helps also to leverage a network of all the different Rolling Stone globally to serve the artist, because essentially that's the main goal of the publication, is to be able to elevate those stories. So we don't want to be a gossipy type of publication. Others are doing that well, so we want to essentially share the stories and enable the youth to understand the path and the real story behind the success of an artist.
In the past, my last question. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. But in the last one I put out is, so in the past 6 months, how turbulent, how smooth, has the journey been in trying to create a certain, very, I don't want to say elite, but that global standard upskill
sure,
publications for brands, individuals, alike.
No, I think for the past 6 months it's been interesting. So I feel like any big project, you need a strong team. So the past 6 months has been for us, a time where we were able to test a few scenarios and learn from those. Now, going into a new year, we feel like we've identified what really interests our audience, and also some of the top artists that we want to work with more and give them a platform to collaborate with other artists globally. So, but I think the journey is still early. As I always say, it's not a race; it's a marathon. So every month, every day, we make progress.
Learnings, yeah. Okay, all right.
Okay, so in making progress as well, I know that you understand that the African market is totally different from any other market, right?
Sure.
Yes. So how are you planning on also now getting into all of these other spaces? Because entertainment is really, really broad, right? So what's the plan?
So, entertainment, as you said, is very broad. So for us, there are 3 pillars. So music being the main one, but sport also is somewhere that we have touched and that we're planning to do more, and film, of course.
Okay.
In terms of the market, so as you said, I think we're dealing with a continent where the youth population is the main one. So we want to be able to serve that audience. And as I said, the way we're planning to do it is telling those stories in the right way, so the youth can understand how an artist came up, but also doing events, doing activation, bringing artists to the continent that haven't been here before. So yeah.
Well, I was just going to ask about some of the activations, and things that you have planned up. This is how listeners and other brands that are listening will try to find ways to tap into some of the things. Yeah. What kind of activations interest you? What kind of standards are you setting? Because this is very interesting to. For those who probably been following Rolling Stone, to hear that there's a branch in Africa that be able to connect with global audiences. So exactly, somebody was asking, so what can I do with Rolling Stone?
Rolling Stone. Okay,
yes.
So first and foremost, you can follow us on social media. But we're planning to do events. So at least I would say for Ghana, we'll probably do 2 events a quarter for now. Where Rolling Stone Africa will be the one organizing this event, curating the event. we're also planning to partner with a number of entities that are based in Ghana. So I mentioned Crooks Global, but also
Free music.
you know,
3 music cars.
Yeah.
but also the like of Pernod Ricard and others. So that's another element to our strategy, and thirdly is also about making sure the new talent coming from Ghana are being spotlighted on our platform. So in the coming weeks, you will see our YouTube channel being a bit more dynamic, and where we will essentially curate new music from new talent that are not signed, and where they will be able to show or share their music video on our platform.
Hard question. What is your honest opinion on what you've heard and experienced so far when it comes to Ghanaian music as compared to a certain the rest of the world? Okay, all right. That the world is very big by this.
Okay, I think Ghanaian.
We want to hear an outsider's point of view.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I think as I said, like Stone Boy, I'm a big fan. I like his music, but also King Promise, and there's also the Ghanaian drill that I gravitate towards.
The Asaka Boys.
Asaka Boys, that's right. I also, when I think of Ghana, I also think of Free the Youth for the fashion. And I think for me anyway, as an outsider, I feel like what makes the strength of Ghanaian music is the diaspora. So being able to, I've got friends in London that are very proud Ghanaian, same in Paris, same in New York, in the States. And I think that is a privileged position for a country. So I would say that's definitely something to leverage.
But do you think we're taking advantage of it enough? Because I could have asked, like he just did, right? What do you think about the African music scene? But it's doing well. Beyonce wrote her love letter to Africa. We see what Chris Brown and Davido and Wizkid and Burna Boy are doing. We see where South African Amapiano is going. But we're in Ghana right now, right?
Sure.
So I just want to know, with the space we're in, you've mentioned all these talents, and they are super talented, but are we taking advantage of it enough? If not, what do you think we can do? Is it the networking? Is it the traveling? Is it the features with these other artists? Because I'd love to see Drake and Sarkodie. I'd love to see Stoneboy and a 50 Cent.
Sure.
So are we taking advantage of it enough?
I think all these artists that I mentioned have been featured outside Ghana. So to me, that's excellent. When I compare Ghana to other countries in Africa, I think you guys are definitely not at the bottom of the list. I would say probably top 5.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, and that's also, I think when you look at an artist's journey, the management is key to that journey. So again, I can't really speak on those topics, but because I'm not really well informed enough. But I feel if the talent is great, but it's not enough, as we know. It's the business of music that we live in. So making sure that those talent have got the right management and the right tools to succeed is really what I think we should look at.
Yeah. Are there any non-music related initiatives, to impact especially the creative arts space?
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's a great question. So again, looking at the intersection of sport and music, I think when you look at Ghanaians, there's some really talented footballers from Ghana. We've worked with a few based in Germany, based in the UK and other territories. I think that's a huge platform to emphasize or promote the music. But also fashion, as I said, when I was in Vegas last year, I saw Free the Youth at a ComplexCon event, which was amazing, to see
Ghanaian brand.
a Ghanaian brand and African brand, getting the spotlight, and their stand was popping. So
They say okay, go Lenny, ladies first. I know the questions are long, but we'll flow them.
Jinx, right?
Yeah, flow.
They say that people's attention spans have become really, really short, right? Yes. How would you say? I mean, comparing what it is now to what it was before. Also now becoming a lot of magazines, hard copy magazines have become soft copy or electronic magazines, right? How do you say that transition has been for Rolling Stone as well? And then, as credible as you are, do you find that it's still been the same? People still want to come there and stay on there as long as they would have before.
They say if you want to hide something from an African, hide it in a book.
In a book.
Because we don't like reading.
No, that's fair. I think, when you asked me earlier, what's the difference between us and the US? So I think our market is different. The digital era is probably more prominent here than it is in the West.
Okay.
Because hard copies, especially when you're dealing with a big territory like ours, where it's not just one language. People speak French on the continent, they speak Portuguese. So we also had to adapt our strategy to those things. So our website is available in 20 plus languages. So that's one, but also the way we entertain our audience. So it's not just article. We're also going into podcasts, documentaries. Right. And events is also going to be a big one for us. So
okay, guys, I sorry, just creating controversy here, but I have a school of thought on the perception that some Africans, not every African, some Africans carry when they see international brands. And I want to ask this in terms of business and how you're going to navigate this. So it is very easy for some Africans, and I choose my words very carefully, for some Africans to relate, aspire, are inspired, passionate about associating their brands with international brands. So for example, I want to see myself on a Nike billboard in the States. To me, that becomes, maybe in my craft, that becomes, whoa, like I've made it. Guess what? Nike featured me in the States. Right. It was a big billboard in America. Don't put it in Mexico. No, in America. Don't put me in Canada. It doesn't make any difference. In America. Everybody's talking America, America, America. Now, when Nike decides to do Nike Africa, or maybe Puma wants to do Puma Africa, then it might be perceived as though, wait. That is not what we wanted. We're looking at being on that. Don't customize one for us. Right. Have you faced any such perceptions, in wanting to create something for Africans? Or why not Rolling Stone just maintain the global brand and put Africans on there, as so that if it is a matter of having a global conversation, it is not Africa focused. It is, we are all there. Because when it was set up, it wasn't Rolling Stone America. It wasn't Rolling Stone South Asia. It was Rolling Stone. Have you faced such perceptions, and what is your opinion on that?
I mean, I think when you do something, there will always be people. Yeah, exactly. So there will always be like people that are aligned with your vision. Some people that disagree. I think when you look at the market and when you look at all the stars that we've got on this continent, and if I was to ask you how many of those have you seen on the front cover of a global magazine, the answer is not many. Even
exactly.
Afro-American or people in Europe to make a cover it can be a bit tricky sometimes. So for us, in all honesty, I've seen a big appetite from big artists, and I'm glad we are being seen as a much needed publication. So some big artists, tier one, are calling us to be on our cover. So that's the position we're in, which I think is great. It's good to see that some people are proud of their African heritage. And again, that's something that should be celebrated. I don't think, we need, for too long we've been, the mindset was, hey, as you said, if I don't make, a billboard in the US, I'm not successful. But I think things are changing now, and it's our time. And I definitely feel like, Rolling Stone Africa, as we keep progressing, will be that.
Based on this, and I love this answer. Based on this, Does it mean that it's about time that we start, for want of a better expression, should start calling Africa international? That we are our own international. So if I see Rolling Stone Africa put up an artist, it is the same international reach that this is giving to the artist, be it whether it's another continent or not. It's not curated only for the sites or for the reach of Africans, because everybody aspires to get global recognition.
Absolutely. I think if I show you our audience, the breakdown, you will see people from everywhere, even from Asia. You're looking at our page and looking at our content. So for me, we are definitely a global publication. Also, we've got the biggest diaspora in the world. 500 million people are of Afro descent. So to me, that's our market. But as you've got people from Europe, from South America, from Asia listening to our music. When I went to Hong Kong last year, I was listening to Afrobeats in the shopping mall. So I was like, hey, but without a publication like us to tell you those stories, how would you know?
Yeah, you know how selfish Africans can be. So please, we Africans are allowing Rolling Stone Africa to sometimes post other artists, so they get featured. You get it? It's the reverse.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask.
With regards to the spotlight that Rolling Stone is bringing onto the continent, how do you intend to balance the celebration of the big artists as well as the emerging ones that have all the potential?
Sure, no, that's another good question. So essentially, as a publication, we have to maintain a certain integrity. So, in terms of like being featured on the website, you will see mostly artists that have been, doing music for 5-10 years that are well established. However, Rolling Stone is well known for their list, so we're planning to put a spotlight on up and coming artists using those lists. But also we've got, I don't think the website is what Rolling Stone is all about. As you said, attention span is changing. I think people are, especially on the continent, are looking at YouTube more than they will look at our website. And that's the platform we're planning to give to up and coming artists across the continent. So, as I said, in the coming weeks, you will see up and coming artist music video on our platform, and hopefully we become one of the biggest platforms showcasing new talent.
So apart from Ghana, these initiatives, which I don't are things going to be happening across the territory simultaneously, or is there going to be like a hub where it's going to be run out and then
So again, it's a big territory, so we have to, and also as a business, it has to make sense. So we can't be everywhere and anywhere at the same time. But if we look at the Anglophone countries across the continent, we're looking at 5: South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania. So that's our focus. And also we planning to do some of the Francophone and Lusophone.
I think Ghana, it's about time we started seeing ourselves the way we are supposed to be seeing ourselves. Usually we like to whip ourselves, and always
and
feel
compare.
and make comparisons. But it's good. It's what has kept us afloat for a while. I noticed that, in all of this coverage, another key thing that we in the sub-Saharan Africa realize is that there's not much collaborations with northern African countries, the likes of the Algerias and the what you call them, the ones at the top there. There's not much, but they also have numbers, huge numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are plans such or interests in Rolling Stone Africa in penetrating those market spaces. That has got to do with what you are, your jurisdiction.
Sure. So first thing first. So in terms of the territory, we don't make the call. So Rolling Stone and PMC, which is a parent company, was the one that decided what Rolling Stone Africa territory is.
Yes. Okay.
And unfortunately, they don't include, Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco. But one of the biggest sport competition this year is happening in Morocco, which is AFCON.
Yeah.
And, for us, it was a must to be part of that discussion. So you will definitely see a collaboration between us and Morocco for this event. And I also think, we're here to promote unity. So again,
Yeah.
yeah.
I also have another question. So another key thing is the efforts that some of these international brands make to sort of give recognition to fresh talent, new talent, especially in Africa. And this I commend you guys for setting up this branch to speak to what our culture is and what we believe in. What about the reverse of our people here tapping into these opportunities, as such? Like, yes, there's Rolling Stone Africa. Are people walking to your offices wanting to do business? Not you, because you've come and you are looking for opportunity. But is it vice versa? Are we getting that from us as Africans? If not, let's be blunt about it and say that we need to wake up to, plugging ourselves into the global conversation. There are hard convos that we must have them.
Sure. I think, again, I like to think we've been here for 6 months, so it's still early days to be able to make a real judgment on the situation. But I think the general consensus is positive. I would say, people are happy that we're here. Now, whether or not it materializes into, action or partnerships, that's another story. But as a person, I've never been one to wait and, expect things. It's for us to go and get it, So.
Okay, Cyril.
For the successful impact of coming down to Africa and bringing a global brand, you might have to scale down and tunnel certain things because we are not on the same level, more or less.
Sure.
What unique challenges did this present? This move into Africa, leading with the 5 Anglophone territories across them, there must have been some unique challenges so that we also take learnings, because our creative communities don't necessarily have the insights of what the global world is doing, what the Western world is doing.
Sure.
So it's usually when brands, we had Twitter come down, and then we learnt. Grammys came down, people were upset, but we learnt. So Facebook came down, we learnt. So in Rolling Stone also coming down.
They left. Facebook.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
Mark was like,
yeah. So exactly.
Yeah.
So what challenges?
Jason, you crazy.
I think one thing that is good to highlight is, we went to Rolling Stone to get the license from them.
Okay.
So it's our media company called Moncom who done this in partnership with Rolling Stone, of course. So that's number one. I think if this project wasn't driven by passion, I think by now we'd have probably stopped and say, hey, it's too hard. So from the get-go, I knew and my team knew that we're not doing this for money. It's more like, hey, how can we make an impact? The money will come like any project, but we have to make sure the foundation are set right. And then once people start seeing the benefit of our platform, I like to think it's only going to attract more and more paying clients, and we can expand from there.
They say a Rolling Stone gathers no moss, right? But in your case, you've planted your roots in Africa so far. What are some of the highlights, moving in the past 6 months, and what gives you hope that you will be here for as long as you want to be?
The people. So I think the reception from the people, journalists or people that have been blogging and so forth has been great. And I think that's probably the biggest capital for us. The fact that we can work with people that understand the market, that have got the knowledge. The reason I'm here today is because someone put me in your direction, so it wasn't.
Yeah, we're excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just want to know, how do we get on there? It's very nice.
Listen, Jinx, that was the next thing. So please let me refine.
Great minds.
Let me refine.
I literally went on the page. What's the comment?
Yeah.
Great minds, man.
Let me help refine and rephrase this. Tons of emails and sponsorship requests and projects and stuff will come. What are your key interests? What are you looking at? That's how do we get on there?
Sure. So in terms of like sponsors, you mean?
I mean,
Creatives,
artists,
partnerships.
yes.
Okay.
How does the Ghanaian community plug?
Yeah.
So they don't send the EPK.
I want to be on there with an interview. I want to see myself on Rolling. That would be nice, I like to see him on there. How do we do that?
Sure. So I mean, there's an email where you can submit get your.
Wow, so many people are going to send emails.
But
Which comes down to okay. Anyway.
yeah, but as I said, like we've got people on the ground that have got a good understanding of the market. So if they feel like this content is relevant enough, they will
feed it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to ask about, based on this question, I was going to ask about what your maybe that might be a trade secret, but what's your operational structure like? Across these sub-Saharan African countries we've mentioned. How are you operational in there?
Sure. So far we've got a team of about 15 people.
Okay.
So we're probably looking to double that number within the next 18 months. We've got 3 offices that we're setting up. So one in Nigeria, one in South Africa, one in Tanzania. We're planning to work here with the telecom. So have some telecom partners, because I think that's probably the best way to promote content and news on the continent. And then we're also speaking to, the art and culture branch of the government to make sure, they understand who we are, and hopefully we get to do some stuff together.
So the first collaboration, one of the first major collaborations that we are mandating you to be part of, is the 3 Music Awards. So we also have
plug in.
No, we have to do it. It's an award scheme, it's an award show, competitive as it is, huge. And one of the key words that I realize resonates with both brands would be the pop culture space. We're also into music, so it would be ideal that come 3 Music Awards 2025, which is going to be very competitive, engaging as well. We should see Rolling Stone and 3 Music do something spectacular together, to amplify the Ghanaian music, and see how we can all be able to, because collaborations is what will make it work.
Exactly.
Then yes, we maintain competition. We are all chasing after the same content, but it's presented in different ways, and that's what makes each and every one of us unique. So we're looking forward for that conversation. We'll definitely shoot you an email.
A couple
A couple of emails.
One thing I'd like to know is what advice, right, would you give, artists, creatives? Because, we have these conversations, we understand their structure, we understand there's routes we have to take. Everybody's journey is different. But from what you've seen, again, for these young creatives, young people want to have partnerships with Rolling Stone. Because one thing I think about these platforms is, to break an artist, to have that first collaboration or conversation with an artist who wins a Grammy tomorrow, who wins a BT the next day, who's on Rolling Stone after coming to 3 Music, is a big thing, right? I'm sure Apple Music and Spotify are very happy when they have the biggest artists having the biggest numbers on their platforms, right? So what advice, would you give us as creatives, as businessmen and entrepreneurs?
Sure. You mean as entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
But what advice for what precisely?
For anyone, who wants to get in this space, who wants to grow.
Okay. So I think number one is passion. So you have to be driven by passion, not money, I would say. The money will come, but like anything, you have to be patient and have a plan as well. So make sure you surround yourself by people that have been there, that have done, where you want to be, and also, don't be scared to ask questions. So no one is gonna leave your passion for you.
That's true.
So just be aware of that, and also, the competition is real. So make sure that you understand what makes you unique compared to others, what is your unique selling point and all that good stuff.
Go for it. I like that.
Wow, DR, this is good. We love this. We're excited to hear, just the fact that Africa has reached a certain point where now international brands, or brands that have been in existence for many years, or European brands have, identified this market as key. And for persons like you who have also created, worked so hard to be able to secure such licenses, to be able to operate such brands within our space, I think it's a really good thing. It's a major achievement and a milestone for us to celebrate. Just as the way sometimes we also hear Africans being celebrated on the other side of the world, it's also right that we also do same and open our borders a bit more. We are so excited about this. Most important, important is the collaborations that we are looking at. Hoping to get responses in the emails.
You will.
Yeah, when it comes, and then the opportunities should be unending. And I do believe that Ghana has got so much talent. It's just about developing the talent that is the challenge. So once we have platforms like yours that will be able to showcase them across the world as well, it will be very good, for us to get that. So we're looking forward to that. And have a pleasant stay in Ghana. How long are you going to be in town for?
I'm leaving in a couple of days. So.
Okay, all right. Okay, after 10 years, then I think we should see how we can spoil you around, in different places. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. And so if you missed out, if you just tuned in, well, you've missed out on a great conversation. But it'll be repeated at 10 p.m. tonight here on 3 Music TV, so you can just get to watch it. And also, it will be on our socials, on YouTube, on 3 Music TV. You don't want to miss out. DR, great having you again, guys. Thank you very much. A great start to a Monday. We are back same time tomorrow on a health conversation with Dr. Chris. So don't miss out on Culture Daily.
3, 2, 1.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.